Right, so in 3, 2, 1, I'm gonna skip the intros this week because I have. Some were saying nitpick. I'm going to call it a criticism, and I think this is the first time Science Saru has fumbled something with DanDaDan.
Oh, okay. So we're just jumping right in.
I just want to rip it off because it leads into probably one of my favorite moments of the entire show. The flashback Ira has in this when she's been slapped, then she snaps out of it. It's changed for no good reason, and it fundamentally changes her character development.
It felt entirely superfluous to me. It felt like she got hit and just remembered people she knows.
Exactly,
and that it was such a weird beat, and I was going to bring it up.
It doesn't work.
I was like, okay, whatever. Like it didn't take away from the episode for me. I'm not familiar with the manga, so I have no way of being like, oh, like they changed this fundamental thing. So like that obviously doesn't register for me. Also, double checking, you can't hear the fan, right?
No.
Okay. No. This thing is blowing hard. Pause. But no, I have no like frame of reference for like what is and isn't in the manga. So it, like I said, meaningless to me outside of I was like that was a weird beat, you know? I was like,
it's the exact same thing. Like she gets slapped, she falls down, she has a flashback, she gets back in the fight. But she specifically sees the moment where Momo's getting choked out by Evil Eye. Because obviously it's carrying on that thread from her apologizing because she thinks it's her fault, and it's the Ira who actually really is Ira. It's not the front that Ira puts on.
It's not the facade, yeah.
And just flashing for everything. I could have lived with it if it ended on that moment. I just don't understand why that change was made, because it does fundamentally change what her thought process is. It's like, if I'm spouting off that I'm the leader every 5 seconds. So if I'm going to be the leader, I can't make a mistake like that because someone's going to get hurt. Not focusing on the mistake she's made and trying to learn from isn't itself a mistake.
Yeah.
Didn't hit.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also I get a little weary of gratuitous flashing back. I'm making my way through Stranger Things right now so I can watch the final season when it airs. I saw the first season back in 2017 and then just fell off. I liked it a lot. I just didn't catch up until now. And I just started season 3. And as much as I'm loving the show, and I have very few criticisms of it overall, there is a very anime-esque habit of every time we see the monster we've been dealing with for a season of television, of flashing back to the first time we saw it, reminding us what monster it is. And every time it happens, I'm like low-key insulted. I'm like, okay, I know the gigantic shadow monster from the beginning of the second season is back in the third season. I'm familiar. I watched the last season of this show. You could just show me the Mind Flayer shadow monster, and I know what it is. And I was like, come on.
That's the inherent problem with how Netflix makes shows, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen people. Brief non sequitur. I have not watched a lot of Netflix originals. Like, I can honestly say that, like, obviously I'm about halfway through Stranger Things at this point. I've seen the first 2 seasons of Bridgerton. Obviously, the Marvel Netflix
not an
shows.
Original.
Well, yeah, like made by Netflix shows.
I don't think you'll find it was made by Netflix.
Yeah, Bridgerton's a Netflix show. That's a Netflix joint, but
I think that's something else, yeah.
But yeah, so like Stranger Things, Bridgerton, the Marvel stuff, and then like I watch the occasional Netflix documentary, So like, documentaries obviously don't have that problem, and when they do like gratuitous like reminders, it's more like a structure thing because it's a documentary and they're throwing a lot of shit at you. So like I've not personally experienced the Netflix filmmaking issue that much. I know people talk about it. I know people talk about they write dialogue around the idea that somebody is on their phone, which the idea infuriates me. I haven't seen anything that really feels like it does that. This just feels very hand-holdy with the flashback stuff. And I felt that way watching this. And part of me thought maybe that's just where my brain is at because I've been getting mildly annoyed with Stranger Things for like, like 11 will be...
Don't take it out on DanDaDan.
I'm not taking anything out on DanDaDan. It'll just be like 11 will be like, the bad men hurt me, and then we will see like a 45-second montage of season 1, and it's like, yes, I remember. I'm on season 3. I've seen the show. You need not.
You do have to remember there was like 5 years between those 3 seasons.
No, that season 4 is when the crazy gap. It's between 3 and 4 where the crazy gap happens. And then 4 to 5 later this year, where another crazy gap is in play. But like, it's nowhere near as. I mean, hell, we were on a call the other day talking about Duelist stuff. And we were like, "Oh fuck, Millie Bobby Brown's a mother now."
It's true, yeah.
But either way, I felt a little. I was like, maybe I'm being like harsh because I'm annoyed at gratuitous flashing back. But I also was like, yeah, she's just like remembering people she knows while she's getting hit, and this is kind of silly.
It's I just can't understand the choice to change that specific beat to what they did. I can kind of understand once the choice has been made, why they went that direction.
Yeah.
I just can't understand why they decided to change it.
I can understand it as a, hey, you got to lock in because, like, these are the people you got to be on the battlefield to protect when shit goes down for real.
But it's supposed to be for Momo. It's like the dynamic those two have is more than that.
Yeah, she because right now Ira is supposed to be carrying the like, oh, like I shit the bed. I made a very I made a mistake. She
also owes Momo a lot, and she knows that.
Yeah. The unforced error of it all. Yeah.
But I will say they do recover with the last Ira beat, where Okarun says thank you, and she just immediately like shuts down.
Yeah.
And they focus on the hands, like, what do I do? What do I do? I've never actually had a proper compliment, like a legitimate compliment before.
Yeah.
For something I've legitimately done, not how I want people to perceive that I've done.
Yeah, no, it ends on a good beat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you. I was lukewarm on this episode. It was fun. It was cool, but like I
knew you would be. Like
it was like. I think for me, it's just a little all over the place. Like, like as we were talking about, like the last 2 episodes, right, have like channeled the like off kilter humor and the kind of like like the off kilter humor and premise, along with the kind of traditional like coming of age stuff. But like it's put those things together with this nice supernatural sheen that it has worked in concert with itself incredibly well. However, here I just I normally I'm not like somebody who I normally resent when people go like, oh, like they didn't make me care. Like I always did. Like why am I supposed to care? And I anytime I hear that, I think that that's somebody who's like actively like putting a barrier between themselves and the piece of media they're watching.
Yeah.
I always feel like that is somebody who like already made the choice to try to like Anton ego this shit, and it always makes me angry. And
should know there's a difference between saying it didn't make me care and why should I care? Two very different things. For me, it didn't make me care.
I buy that from you. I buy that from you.
Oh,
Mitch.
yeah.
Like, I buy that from you, Mitch. But most of the time when I hear,
vast majority,
generally speaking, those two things are used interchangeably, and a lot of the time it is somebody who is just kind of putting a barrier between themselves and the text to kind of like be above it, and that frustrates me. All of that said, I felt nothing watching this fight. Like, there were a couple beats where I'm like, oh, like, that looked cool. That looked sleek. That was badass. You know, that beat was funny.
To joyless motherfucker over here.
But I wish. I don't want to take Wombat Court out on you, but I wish a motherfucker would let me have a goddamn opinion for once. Oh my God. Michael is so lucky he gave me Ionized Bastards.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. He'll get a laugh out of that. But no, I
just wanted the Ode to Joyless line because I've been having that in the back pocket.
Yeah, I bet you have.
Nearly 24 hours.
You know, I don't know. I just felt like it was.
It's an acquired taste of a section. I'll give it that.
I just like. Here's the thing that frustrated me. The whole premise of the episode is Okaroon needs to figure out a rhythm for his combat.
Mm-hmm.
And he is set against these yokai of the
actual bubbleheads
of the Funko Pop composers. Mm. And instead of it becoming a thing where like it's like, yes, like every fight is going to have a different tempo. So you need to adapt on the fly. What could have been done here was every composer is kind of like laying out this onslaught beat. That is a different, like, you know, like quintessential piece from them. Instead of it, I think all being fucking Beethoven.
No, they're not. No. I mean, I think all the music is Beethoven, but obviously they're not all Beethoven.
I know they're not all Beethoven, but all the music is.
I was just making sure.
Yeah. So like,
yeah, because the manga, the two chapters the manga covers for this bit are specifically called, even though Symphony Number 9, I don't think is Beethoven. I don't think Beethoven did, or did he do Symphony Number 9?
Let's find out.
I can't remember. Anyway, it's 6 and 9.
We have a magic machine here.
We do. We have several. Yeah.
Beethoven.
Oh, it's Beethoven. Okay.
But yeah, so like it's this whole thing.
Anyway, it is all Beethoven.
And I thought, and I was like, I think part of why I'm so lukewarm is I was looking forward to if the whole concept is like the rhythm of the fight, you know, and it's something I enjoy because like I've talked about like on my show that there are certain fights and action sequences across media that like have a palpable rhythm and a tempo to them that like you can feel. And they move at a certain pace that just feels good. You know, I remember like whenever Jedi Survivor came out and like Taylor had watched me play Fallen Order like in preparation for Survivor because I was so excited. And she was watching me just coast through these fights on Jedi Master.
Yeah.
And you know, part of that was I played that game how many times during the pandemic. But like when she was watching me play Survivor and she was like watching me kind of be on my back foot. And she was like, I don't want to be a dick, but like, you're kind of getting your ass beat. And you were dog walking everybody in the other game. And I told her, I was like, it's hard to explain, but this game has a different tempo.
Yeah.
The combat moves at a different rhythm. And it took me a while to get used to. And I had a very anime moment where she was watching me do the second fight with Dagangara and watched it click for me in real time, where I finally figured out his cadence, and then I just fucking mop the floor with him. All of that to say, I was really excited for this to be Okarun figuring it out for each composer. So when it ends up all being Beethoven, different pieces, but all Beethoven, I was like, okay. And then the solution to the rhythm problem is him imagining a song that isn't fucking playing in the scene.
I haven't got a problem with that bit.
I know. I think it completely obfuscates the premise. He could have been fighting anybody at this point. Then it didn't.
Sure.
At that point, because again, that's one of the things that I love about this show, and I love about the monsters, and I love about the fights, is that they have a very video game boss battle vibe to them. They're in a good way, where it's we have this specific adversary who has this specific skill set. We need to find a way to work around that, overcome it, and in a lot of cases find a way to kind of turn the enemy's strong suit against them. And that's typically a lot of fun, and I like that premise a lot, and it makes for a lot of exciting action in DanDaDan. But for everything to be Turbo Granny going, you gotta find your rhythm, kid! And we have a bunch of composers, and then Okarun just goes, I don't listen to music. Which, God, worst type of fucking nerd.
Wow. Me and Jarod wouldn't have got on when I was 15. So I was never a music kid. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I tell people all the time, at my current age, I definitely do listen to more podcasts than I do music, but it's also because I allow music to find me. And if I'm in the mood to listen to something, it happens. Yeah. And I also have made a conscious effort that I'm I want to listen to more music, because I find myself just going into a holding pattern of trying to find something to put on in the background to listen to people speak, and that's not working, but I know the music will be consistent. But all of that to say, it was such a great premise and such a core great idea that kind of goes in the least interesting counterintuitive direction. And I think that also I think that
it's counterintuitive. No.
I think it is. I think if you're setting up this fight against legendary musicians and composers, and the whole point is Okarun, find your rhythm.
But that's the point. Your rhythm, not theirs, his rhythm.
Sure.
Because no one's going to fight to your tempo. You have to fight to your own. So what's the point in him learning Beethoven's Dovaks or whoever else is?
Adaptability.
And he needs to find his own.
And it's but the whole
you're learning.
This whole thing. At that point,
you're learning how to punch. He's not getting stronger himself. That's the point of it.
But the whole premise is he needs to learn how to actually fight. That it's the same trick every time. Yeah, so why are we going away? I'm sorry. I think it's fucking dumb, and not in the fun way that I was talking about last week.
It's dumb.
I think it's dumb.
Wow.
That
drop the dumb. Wow.
Again,
they are dumb. So we'll give them that. They are dumb characters.
But
IQ wise,
I think it is less exciting, and I think it is less compelling for it to be fair. Okarun, just listen to the song that's in your heart to fight people. Because it's the only song you know, apparently. Instead of being Okarun, you are an observant, intelligent, crafty combatant. Your speed will allow you a lot of leeway in a fight. What it will not allow you is the other guy's moveset falling apart for you. So you need to be able to meet them where they are and circumvent them. Not just launch yourself at them like a cruise missile. like, I don't know.
I get where you're coming from. I put stock where you don't, in that he has to find his own rhythm. It's not about theirs, it's about his. If you rely on other people, I get the adaptability argument, I do, but I think when you have your own rhythm, for someone who doesn't, if you start out at nothing, adapting to something, you're missing a key step, right?
Sure. I would go in the opposite direction. I think figuring out rhythm is step one, and then finding your own cadence is step two.
That's what he needs to do.
That's
what he does here. He figures out the rhythm to it.
But even then, I think you could have built to that. I think that there would have. I think if it started as, okay, I got to get used to Ode to Joy, and then I got to get used to this Wagner, and then I got to get used to whatever, and then like by the time he's like built up momentum and he has done a good job of not getting hit with the notes and with the rest markings, to then go, okay, and now I'm doing like the hair metal band, and now I'm, and they're like, what the fuck is this? Because like we're all doing classical over here, and now he's coming out with this like crazy fucking drum beat, and then we the composers don't know what to do with this. I think you could have. I think you could have done what DanDaDan does so well, and take a situation where the whole engagement is flipped on its head, because it's him like understanding the rhythmic nature of a fight, and then applying his, and then taking the agency, going in there and counteracting the composers. I'm sorry. I don't think it was well thought out.
No one's ultimately going to defend the Funko Pop composer fight, right? It's. I don't think that's ever high on anyone's list. No, it's just a fight in an arc, right? I will say I do agree with you to an extent, but I think what they should have done, and this is more of an animation complaint, is when he does the 5 headbutts, they should have shown at least one.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's pulling out and seeing the after images of everything. Just seeing the after images after static image doesn't quite land for me. No, this is not my favorite episode. It has some of my favorite moments in it, but it's not my favorite episode by far.
Yeah, and I don't like. How long has that picture been askew?
That's been wonky ever since you took it off the wall. When I can't remember who said it was Ben Riley on TNAP. It wasn't that long ago. I think it was the last TNAP or the one before.
Oh no, it was Andy. They on the Acolyte episode. Yeah, they thought it was Ben, and then they recognized
you went Ben Riley, and you're like, nope, take it off, and you put it back on. And
then you got the hilarious part of the room that used to be a different person's bedroom, where you could literally see a live, laugh, love on the other side of the room. If you look in the reflection, which is very funny. It doesn't say that, but
Jarod is a white girl at heart.
No, I'm not. Don't put that on me.
How many times you seen Swiftie?
What?
How many times you seen Taylor Swift? I know you've seen Taylor Swift
once. I went with Taylor, who's the Swiftie. That's not me saying I don't like Taylor Swift. I think she's fine. I appreciate her artistry. It's not my thing. Obviously I'm a hip hop guy. I do have that little crossover with the Bad Blood remix, which is very funny in hindsight, given everything that's happened in the last couple of years, including quick non sequitur again. I remember as a teenager when the Bad Blood remix came out, and I was already super into Kendrick Lamar, and hearing it on the radio for the first time, and I was like, that's funny, Kendrick and Taylor Swift, what a combination. And then he references one of his most popular songs in one of his verses, and I went, that is deeply funny. That is the most hilarious shit. Man went, all my life I want money and power on a song about a friendship breakup. It's stupendous. But yeah, all of that to say, the fight didn't work for me. Most of the episode didn't work for me.
But how are we feeling about the end? Because if we say anything bad about the end, I'm going to be very upset.
I'm going to be so for real with you right now.
Oh, Jarod.
I cannot remember the last time I was this confused by a character's motivations in my life. Like, Okaroon pulls up, and he starts trying to cut a promo on Gigi.
He does.
And...
Which, by the way, he's finally standing up again.
Yeah.
He's no longer like a mutated prawn or shrimp.
Yeah, he's right up and cool. And it's like, all right. He's like, I'm about sick and tired of being sick and tired of dealing with the goddamn evil eye. Like, you know what? We were fighting in the haunted house. You know what? And
please.
Sure.
Sorry.
The cursed house. We were fighting in the cursed house, and you're trying to beat the shit out of all of us.
Me.
Okay, cool. But you came a Momo on some time I didn't appreciate. And I want to beat your ass. And I was like, okay, cool. I get it. I was like, this feels like a backslide for Okaroon. And I'm not saying that as like a bad writing thing. It's not a me saying it's poorly written. Characters making suboptimal decisions does not make the writing bad. I was like, okay, he's being a teenage boy who's like, you know, kind of ODing on the machismo right now. Cool. And then Gigi's like, don't hurt the evil eye. And then he
They just say don't hurt him.
What does he say?
He says help him.
Yeah, help him.
He says help the evil eye.
And then Okaroon's like, that's the most badass thing I ever heard. You know, and then
you have gotten these lines of dialogues and moments. No one's confused.
Okay, sure. Okay, walk me through it then.
Right, the whole badass moment, he says, is in reference to them wanting to help him, like to continue to help him. Because he says the whole thing about him being part of the family that they're forming here, right? That's the badass thing he's saying. Not the helping, the whatever.
I don't know. The whole thing, it just felt super disjointed. I didn't. No, I get like. I'm sorry. A lot of this episode didn't work for me. It just kind of felt all over the place, and
I think Mans is still salty from the night before.
Or maybe, just maybe, somebody I record a show with could like value my opinion and take it seriously.
My point proven. How snarky. Never once taken your opinion not seriously.
I know. I'm mostly playing the heel right now for you.
So don't mudsling in my face, motherfucker.
Either way, like I said, I don't understand Okaroon's motivation in this scene. I really don't. Because it's like equal parts.
He's trying to help literally everyone. Him and Ira have the exact same motivations in this scene, in this episode. It's they have as the two people with the yokai powers. I was going to say two people with powers in, but I've got Momo for a split second. They have this sense of responsibility that they have to protect. For different reasons, obviously, but it comes down to that. And Okaroon doesn't want to let Gigi down by having him be exercised as evil eye. Which we know from the other episode, where it's like, you know what, cool. I'm going to get stronger to help you with the evil eye. He's upset that he can't, or he's pissed off that they haven't been able to do that so far. Hence why he said we haven't found it. He's thought they'd have found a solution by now. They haven't. So he's going to go fight evil eye. I will say, I thought this episode.
What's the objective of fighting the evil eye? Is Okarun convinced
you
now
are gonna fight?
He can just punch the evil eye out of GG after it not working so far?
I'm gonna say something I haven't said for a long time. Plot.
Okay.
And as I was about to say, before I was rudely interrupted by this man's eye roll fucking cracks me up, I tell you.
That wasn't an eye roll. That was a concession. That was a head on over.
Motherfucker, your head rolled.
I didn't roll my fucking eyes. All right. It was conciliatory.
Anyway, as I was going to say, I think, because I was expecting this to end the Evil Eye arc. I wasn't expecting the Evil Eye to end next week. Especially when they dropped the trailer for the next arc, which, well, I can't fucking wait.
You know what's really funny? I'm interrupting you again. Yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, we did a production.
Yes, I said I don't want to watch the trailer.
For Star Wars Duelist. The trailer, you got the notification of the trailer dropping, and you went, "Oh, can't watch that." And then less than 24 hours later, and I watched it, and I'm like, "Oh, goddamn!"
Do you want to know what's really fucking funny? That'll make that even funnier.
What?
I watched it immediately after that call ended. I still had YouTube open. I just went,
"Fuck it."
Click. I'm glad I did, because I think it's fucking art. God damn.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
I just thought it was funny.
That trailer dropped a week too early, because it's going to be a half and half, but it's not even half and half, actually. I do think they focus on the wrong part of the ending of this arc. The fight with the Funko composers should have been... So, not that I'm complaining. I loved how much attention that got, and the fact that I'm certain the Ode to Joy thing lasts like 6 minutes, which to me is really funny, because Ode to Joy or Symphony Number 9 lasts like an hour. Yeah, I think it should have just trimmed it down. I was expecting it to end the arc this episode. It didn't. They left it in a bit of a weird place. But to answer your question again, it's plot.
All right. If he has a plan, I'll let him cook.
Mm-hmm. He obviously has a plan. That's why he's fighting Evil Eye.
Felt like a little bit of just a simple crash out, which, you know what? I get it.
Yeah. Shouldn't judge.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you watch the preview? I assume you didn't.
No.
Okay.
Well, again, like I said, it's part of the reason why I've only seen the outro like 1 or 2 times at this point, is that like Netflix immediately throws me out of the episode, and I want to get to work here.
No, it's totally fair.
So I end up
Netflix do anime dirty that way, because people will miss intros. They will skip the intros.
I mean, I don't skip the intro. I think the issue is that like, because DanDaDan is getting these weekly releases on Netflix, like it's just doing what it does at the end of a series, where it's like, okay, now watch this.
Yeah.
You know, where it's
granted you can go back, but they don't make that really noticeable.
No, and I know I can, but it's at that point, it's like, okay, let's like, I want to. You know, but while I'm watching the show, I am out there with my like, you know, with my bedhead like serial killer hair, wearing a shirt covered in cat hair that my belly's probably poking out of, with my beard going in 5 different directions. So I'm like, okay, episode's over. Clean myself up. Come record this show.
Cassie. Need to get Matt's Crunchyroll.
And for those of you at home who are noticing, he's wearing a hat. I didn't wash my hair product out from Bombad last night, so I could not style my hair to save my life today. Because it was like, hey,
what
so we still want to.
You get the towel and you just go over it like that.
Speaking of towels, quick non sequitur about Bombad Court last night.
You throwing it in?
I never threw it in. I will never throw in the towel. I will. I don't die on hills. I kill people on them. I don't know if you noticed last night that I had to put a towel over Cookie Cop's face during the stream.
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah. There's a towel just draped over Cookie Cop in the stream.
I didn't know that.
Because the software Scotty is using to churn out Bombad clips. Whenever I was on a couple weeks ago to talk about Jurassic World and Superman and Fantastic Four, most of the clips are of me speaking. And all of them, Scotty had to go in and like manually edit and like get it to stop focusing on Cookie Cop because it zeroed in on Cookie Cop's fucking face while I was speaking. So it would just be the sound of me being like, so like Lex Luthor like really fundamentally understands like how Superman's powers works, but he doesn't understand what. But it's just Cookie Cop. It is just my Turbo Granny.
Well, you got a reason to say clanker now.
Oh man,
they started it.
I'll never not
throw out a wire back.
I don't love that one. I don't love any of the anti-robot slurs that are just trying to be real slurs, but for robots.
I mean, that is the joke.
I know, but they're a little too real for me. I like Clanker because it's about battle droids.
Yeah, but it's got a hard ER on it.
Well, yeah, because I'm not. I don't have a Kiwi accent, nor am I the white man who has been paid very handsomely to pretend to have a Kiwi accent for the last 15 years. We don't have to talk about that, but that's funny. That's really funny, and we don't talk about that a lot. And I don't have anything mean to say about D. Bradley Baker. I met him last year. I think he's swell. I think it is hilarious that Perry the Platypus is still playing Tamora Morrison in 2025. He's great. He's amazing. Bad Batch. Incredible work from him. But really funny. Perry the Platypus. Spike Spiegel. No, that's Steve Bloom.
Are they the same person?
No. It's not. D's not Spike. Zeb is Spike. Zeb from Rebels is Spike.
That's crazy.
And Wolverine, obviously, but yeah. My warlock patron Cookie Cop was trying to steal my shine and all the Bombad clips.
I believe it. Right.
But yeah,
I think we're at the end.
I do too.
Another week of rights and wrongs.
I was right, and the show did a lot of things wrong.
Wow. Before we go, I know we talked about Iris development. After Mr. Please, sir, can I have some? Last week.
You can talk shit all you want. That was funny as hell.
We have different ideas on what's funny and what's not.
Yeah.
Being English, it's I'm right.
Yeah. You guys gave Ricky Gervais a career. You should be the arbiter of comedy. If you get to put the collective sin of Hooters
this
on me,
motherfucker's about to comedy grandstand. Jesus.
Okay,
the country that births the comedians that have their entire shtick is pronouns.
You don't get to put the collective sin of Hooters on me last week. And me not go. If Hooters is this guy who was born in 98's fault, Ricky Gervais is your fault.
When I say Jarod really wants to be a victim,
I don't want to be a victim. I demand people. I demand ideological consistency. I am not a victim. I just demand ideological consistency and demand people stand up.
I am being very consistent here. I never once put it on you that it was about Hooters. I said the man from the country. I was never like, this motherfucker made Hooters decades before he was like a glint in daddy's eye. Right? Come on now.
This man made Hooters is a great sentence.
Some man made Hooters. Very clearly. But
yeah, I mean, Ira got some to work with here. You know, again, I wasn't blown away by it. Like I said, I think that,
which I don't blame you for. They fumbled the first
because it's super undercut by, you know, the whole weird choices of the flashback. You know, I think she gets a nice subtle moment, like we said, with her like trying to accept a compliment, like a sincere, heartfelt compliment. It's a good beat. I dig it. I just, again, not to say that wasn't good. I just want something more substantive for her. You know, in the same way,
for crumbs last week is not enough. Okay.
In the same way that Okaroon and Gigi and Momo have all up to this point had like a defining moment that is like, I am at least a slightly different person than who I was 15 minutes ago.
This is interesting. I'd argue Gigi hasn't changed. Gigi has an insanely fantastic character beat. Same person. Hasn't changed.
I think I don't want to get into the weeds on that. I do think there's a hauntedness to him now.
He had that before Evil Eye.
I know. I understand that he had that before Evil Eye, but I'm just
before he has Evil Eye. I should have said.
I know what you mean, but like, I think there is something to him that is a little bit more like that is changed about him post Evil Eye. Like, I do think he is a different person because of what Evil Eye has done to him. But
I think you can make the argument for against it.
Yeah, like I said, you know, it's not something we necessarily have to get into the weeds of, but no, we got a good bit about. We got to get a little bit from Ira. I'm looking forward to more, and I'm looking forward to see how the arc ends.
I heard that as Arkens, and my brain didn't allow me to realize you said the arc ends.
Yes,
and I had a slight internal fight with myself. Very Dagobah of me. But you can follow Jarod on the Nerd Academy. Links on the screen on the Nerd Academy podcast. I won't say Teen Apples this time, despite just saying. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you all next week for the end of the Evil Eye arc and the beginning of the next. And I'm really mad that we can't talk about that trailer because for reasons that would be abundantly obvious. Yeah. It's so fucking it's so good. Oh, the music in it is fantastic. Yeah. I'll catch you next week. So. Bye.
Find your ball.